So legumes are one of the healthiest foods on planet Earth because they tick all the nutritional boxes when it comes to nutrition density, composition, energy control. So they provide an adequate amount of protein, carbohydrates, fiber, iron, zinc, and other essential macro and micronutrients that are important for muscle building, for growth and development for your infant, to provide nourishment for all the benefits, energy, and such. But unfortunately, we have people who struggle with digesting this, and the indigestion of legumes actually presents itself as gas, flatulence, or even like stomach pains, diarrhea after consuming these legumes. So in this particular video, as a registered dietitian, we are going to talk about how to make legumes digestible, improve nutrient availability, absorbability, and definitely utilization to make sure that we improve your health and nutrition status. For most people, the indigestion or the intolerance actually starts early in life because of issues of poor practices of breastfeeding and poor preparation and serving and pairing methods of these legumes. So the first thing that I want to talk about is definitely on the importance of pre-soaking legumes. As a dietitian, we recommend that you pre-soak legumes at least 8 to 12 hours. Just for clarity, legumes are things like lentils, beans, jahe, peas, the plant sources of protein that we are aware of, ndengu, all these are legumes. So you pre-soak at least 8 to 12 hours. If it's possible, you can go up to 16 or even 24 hours to make them sprout. You're actually going to make the nutrients in that food group more available for utilization for growth and development, even maintaining cellular health and such. The second thing, it actually breaks down the anti-nutrients that are very common in legumes. Another thing, when you pre-soak these legumes, you're going to actually improve on the time that you're going to cook this legume. You're going to shorten it, protect nutrient losses for most nutrients that are actually lost due to prolonged cooking time or prolonged heating. And the myth that people usually have that if I have a pressure cooker, I don't need to pre-soak legume, that needs to be thrown out of the bus kabisa, because whether you have a pressure cooker, whether you're using jiko or even stove or gas, you need to make sure that you are pre-soaking your legumes. Another thing on the benefit of pre-soaking is that it actually helps with the pre-digestion of these oligosaccharides or these complex sugars that actually bring about flatulence or intolerances. So if you have a baby or you have come to me and we have talked about how you're going to introduce them to solids, and we have actually agreed that you need to make sure that you give them the animal and the plant sources of protein and all that, you need to make sure that you are pre-soaking to prevent the flatulence or the discomfort that comes with consumption of beans. If you struggle with gas, if you struggle with acidity or reflux or even discomforts after consuming beans or any type of legume, you need to start on pre-soaking them. So for school-going children, I've actually noticed for most babies, Monday to Friday, they have issues with their tummy. Then Saturdays and Sundays, their tummies are good. This is because most Kenyan schools actually feed on these legumes and cereals or grains for the lunch. So you find that most kids are actually fed rice and beans, chapo and beans, ndengu and rice. Like they interchange the different legumes because of affordability and availability again. So what these schools can actually do to make sure that these foods are healthier is by incorporating things like pre-soaking. I know people will start saying, oh, it's in a school setup, how can we pre-soak? You see, you can talk to your cook or your caterers to be pre-soaking the foods that is going to be cooked for the next day lunch. They pre-soak them before they go home. And then when they come in the morning, they put them in the jiko, and it will save on energy cost and such. And another thing, when they are cooking them, you can also add these natural herbs like ginger, bay, or you can even add coriander and such. That will be advisable to prevent the intolerances and the allergies which are quite common. And because of these exposures that we have currently, we need to make sure that we are protecting our babies as much as we can. You will have a better relationship, or your baby will have better relationship with certain foods, and they will not be resisting intake of those foods. Because every time you give me some beans or some legumes, and then I get some discomfort, I'll definitely start repelling or having aversions towards those foods. It is a good thing in actually promoting adherence to intake. Another thing, when you're serving your legumes or you're serving your food, you need to make sure that you are taking care of your mediums and your combinations as well. For babies, they can be served with something like an orange, or when you're pre-soaking them, you can actually add something like squeezed fresh lemon juice or vinegar to actually help again in breaking of the anti-nutrients, to actually improve on availability and digestibility of these nutrients, and to provide a medium whereby there will be easy absorption of those nutrients. Because legumes are classified as incomplete proteins, you need to make sure that you're checking up on their combination, like to ensure that the meal combination that you're giving those babies, or you're having yourself. Let's say if you're having rice, you have rice and beans to complete the essential amino acid supply. Also add maybe an avocado. You can add vegetables to make the meal more complete and more wholesome. Another thing I'm going to actually encourage is on diversity. Do not give your babies the same type of food, because again, we are trying to encourage growth and activations of the digestive enzymes to promote microbial growth and to prevent the intolerances that are actually common currently with our babies. So for that reason, I will be having a webinar on food allergies and intolerances in children, and I am inviting you because I will be the host of that webinar. It is coming up on the 5th this year. It will be a 2-hour session on allergies and intolerances. So if you struggle with allergies, intolerances, just come in. It is going for 1,000 Kenyan shillings. That is less than $10, and we will have an interactive session. Do not worry about personalized care, because I also have a coaching program for those who want more like in-depth care, in-depth interactions, like you want to be addressed at a personal level. I also have a coaching program at 3,000 Kenyan shillings, basically $23, and you have a one-on-one session with me and any other dietitian that we have on board. In the webinar, I will have the CEO of the Healthy Hormone, Grace Michere, who's a registered dietitian, nutritionist as well, and she has experience, expertise, and a lot of passion when it comes to women and child nutrition. So I'm hoping to see you there. I'll leave the link in the description box on how you can actually reserve your slot for only 1,000 Kenyan shillings. I'll definitely also leave my contact here so that you can reach out on WhatsApp. To make it easier, you can actually scan the QR code that has actually been displayed on this whole video, and you'll be able to reach out to me on WhatsApp directly. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to check out this playlist next on child nutrition, and let me know in the comment section some of the things that you struggle with when it comes to your baby's nutrition and health status, and I'll definitely be addressing that. The next on my list, I'll be talking about how to actually maintain and improve blood sugars control in infants, because they are also struggling with that and what causes that. So make sure that you're subscribed, and see you on the next one. Bye.